So hopefully we've got, yeah, the tax assessment here. So that's the thing that we popped up there, and just taking a screenshot of it. Some of them are like an actual proper web page, like, wrong one. That's Fat Boy Slim. Yeah, so this one's pulling up a web page, so I can actually like scrape this, okay? But some of them are popping up like a PDF or some other thing that's not really searchable. So then it's all incredibly manual. It's like, what did I find? Is it an image? Okay, I guess I have to OCR this now. Whereas this one is like, this is actually useful information. So this role and this link number are useful to, data points. And then I want to know the tax assessment. This is the main value that I want, essentially, which is the latest tax assessment. But then it also, oh, this is not going to let me scroll. Down here, oh, here we go. It gives you past tax assessments. So this is also really useful information. It's like showing you how much the property has appreciated.
What's the water on the property?
The water?
Is it a well?
I don't know.
Why is it so cheap?
So this is the outcome from your scraping.
Yeah.
That's rad.
Yeah.
Your scraping produce a web page. Like,
Well, the intention is to just create assets at the end that I'll store that. But this is just, the browser window is still open because I didn't close it. So like here, at the end of this script, right? I should close it, but I'm not, because so it's just staying open. So if I'm going to automate this, then I will actually manually close it. So this one up here, if you can see, yeah, I'm closing it here. So that's in the other task. So if you're running it in an automated fashion, like on your server, you definitely want to close it because you don't want to just consuming memory.
so that's the page itself. You just have a screenshot of that web page itself.
Yeah, that's the intention, just to go and do a screenshot. But it's actually more useful to just get the data out of it than a screenshot in that case. But also getting like the images and stuff like that out of it would be, useful.
So did you set up a cron job to intercept the emails your wife sends you?
That'll be the next step. That'll be the next step. And then I'll just set up an LLM that talks like me to receive all of the WhatsApp messages. Okay, so let's look at what the other one does, which is something similar. So this one grabs the real estate site, and then it pulls the GPS coordinates out of the site, takes them to this site, and then actually like parses them, drops them into there. You come into here, and then you pop this up, and then this is the money. This is the money here, is this thing. So the whole goal of this is to get to this button that gives me this report that then says the last time that this was sold was 2007 for $205,000. So that's useful information for a buyer. Yeah. So anyway, that's basically it. That's what it does. It takes things that are very annoying and makes them marginally less annoying and more repeatable. So I'm tempted to turn it into a product. I don't know if that's like actually in the cards or not. I mean,
Time to quit your job, dude. This is nuts.
well, I mean, like, I don't know if it's really that many people that want information on rural properties in Alberta. It seems kind of unlikely. Like once you're outside the cities and people don't really care. Calgary is less painful to get this information.
Yeah, if we got you a login for Calgary. Like,
Yeah. So that's the other thing, is that you would have to implement these things for each of the different systems in order to be able to get the similar information. And then it's like, how do you make all the information uniform? Yeah. So once you're outside the cities, you're into like the smaller markets where you're, yeah. Yes.
So your purpose is not like create a chart for different houses. It's for create a screenshot for each web page.
My
next step is to make a chart.
I thought if you have like 10 houses, you can grab the essential information.
Don't tell them this. This is like
Yeah,
gonna make them
it's like
billions
$1 million.
of dollars.
My intention basically is for all the houses that my wife wants to see, just instead of her sending the house to me, she just goes to a website and does this and then gets all the information that she wants to see, and then I don't have to do anything else. That's the main idea. And like as a product, to me, it looks like something that you would sell to prospective homeowners or to realtors and
How
things
many
like that.
other Kevins would buy this? That just, I'll put like $50 a month into this system, so my wife could just paste it in here.
Yes.
Too.
Yes.
So I still don't understand. Your wife sent you what, a picture of the house?
No, she sends me the realtor.ca link. This thing. So she sends me the link, and then she's like, "What do you think about this house?" And I'm like, "Kind of the same as the last one."
So your how to say your project is to go inside that link and then scraping the essential.
Well, the only thing I really want out of this link, like, I mean, if you were to turn this into a product, but also you're kind of treading on like legal territory of like, meh, where it's like if I started pulling pictures out of this, right? If it's for personal use, then probably doesn't really matter. But if you're turning into a commercial
Public and nobody cares. Good luck litigating you.
yeah, well, except that they do have their watermark in the top corner.
Different between this and then the data.
Off the picture. That's easy.
What's that?
So this has the data you have already.
The only thing I want out of this page essentially is the GPS coordinates, which are in that link right there. So you can see that it's popping up here. This is 51 dot whatever. Okay.
So it's like grabbing the information you're looking for.
Yeah, that's all that's grabbing from this page is just the GPS coordinates, and then taking the GPS coordinates and then putting them into the other two maps that I want to be able to search. And then once I have those results, then I can get the tax assessment and the prior sale values.
Like you'd offer them less if you saw this was being flipped a bunch of times.
I don't know. It's just information as to like understand. Like you can see with this particular property, last time it sold was 2007, and it sold for $205,000. So their mortgage on it probably is like $100,000 or something like that. And it's like gives you some negotiating power.
You're sitting on a gold mine. You need to copyright this immediately.
It's not really a copyrightable thing, but the moat on this is essentially accessing these services is a massive pain in my ass, and it's going to be a massive pain in the ass for anybody else that wants to be able to try to access it. So paying $20 a month to be able to just not have to do this amount of work is useful on its own, which is yeah.
Yeah, we got like Canadian payment gateway for you too. Elixir. They're in Calgary.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're gonna take like nothing off that $20 a month.
Well, we'll see. I'm not sure how badly I want to turn this into my life because, you know, as I said at the beginning, web scraping is a pain in the ass. And like it doesn't actually stop. Like this gets you to a result, but then you know, everything from here is diminishing returns in terms of like you are going to work harder and then you're still going to have all kinds of things break all the time. And then once Realtor figures out that you're using their site, then they'll be like, give us money. And then if they understand that you're getting this aspect of it, then they'll mask that or something. So who knows? So anyway, it's like when you're doing web scraping stuff, you're always on like a borrowed ledge on the side of a cliff, right? That anybody can just pull off at any given time once they understand that you're standing on the ledge and they don't want you there anymore. Well, the Realtor does have a paid API. So if it was like something that actually made money, I'm not seriously like considering going and making money with this. But if it was the type of thing that was actually making money, then you would just go pay for their API. Then you have permission to use the stuff. And I'm pretty sure that you can get the pictures and stuff like that with their paid API. So yeah. Anyway, any further questions, Your Honor?
I have a question.
Yes.
Usually when I need to do something like that, I use Puppeteer. I use Playwright to make the E2E test.
Okay.
Did you use Puppeteer to create E?
Oh, Puppeteer?
Yeah.
No, I didn't use Puppeteer at all.
Okay, because I was thinking that the only purpose for the Playwright is create unit, not the unit, E2E test. I didn't know that you can do this.
Yeah, yeah. Any type of thing that you can do with an
But the
some,
main purpose for the playwright is create that, no?
that is their initial idea with it, but you like once you have the ability to like harness a browser, you can do whatever you want with it right after that. So fun fact, remember this device that was called Rabbit from like a couple 1 year ago or 2 years ago that was like selling this little device that was using Playwright on the back end to like automate. It's basically using browser automation, so doing this janky shit that I'm doing. That's what the basis of Rabbit was doing, whereas like using, yeah, essentially using Playwright in the background that to go do browser automation to create these sort of APIs. Yeah, yeah. It's, I mean, anything that you can do with browser testing, you could turn that into a scraper. So, like, this is essentially how Google is scraping internally. I don't know what they're using specifically. Like, what they have, whatever tools they use, and from Microsoft's perspective, they want to have something that's reliable, so that their own developers can test their websites, right? I mean, they're not doing Playwright out of the goodness of their hearts. They're just, like it's a tool that they're using themselves, and then they're releasing it to the public because they want, they want the web to be better for everybody in theory, but and they also want to be a leader in, open source stuff. So yeah, yeah, it's very useful for this sort of purpose, and this is easily the easiest way to do like this type of browser automation, web scraping, whatever you want to call it, is with Playwright. Like this is not actually that much time invested. I was like, I think I did most of the work on Monday. So this doesn't represent a ton of work, what I did so far. Casper.
Do you get access to Playwright's debug mode this way?
I don't know what Playwright's debug mode is. Tell me.
So it's kind of like a step up where like.
Oh, you can step through?
Yeah, and so you can like step through and you can like hijack the execution and then go, wait, I want you to do something else instead.
Okay. I don't know. I didn't investigate that far. Oh, that's the other thing to say about this library is that it's not full. It's not feature complete with like the conventional Playwright stuff. Like Playwright JS is by far the most complete, and then Playwright Python is also officially supported, but it's not as feature complete as the JS stuff. And in theory, I think the Elixir library, it seems quite accessible. Like anybody could jump in there if you wanted that and just write it and contribute it to the library.
Yeah, the JS one gives you the option to like step through line by line and like give you a separate window with everything that it's going to do.
Yeah.
And so you can go like to our next line and watch what it does, and then if you've got like an issue with your script, you can see it that way and then hijack it at the time of the error and go, well, just do something else instead.
I don't think so. Something like debug.
Yeah, I think when you do it with the Playwright JS, like it's an argument that you specify, like run this in debug mode.
We have debugging tools. Oh, we have a launch. Visible to the browser. Yeah, I don't know. I didn't try it, but that looks promising to have debug true. Oh, this is the environment. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. That it's not implemented yet. I'm not sure. It's unclear to me. I mean, it is quite clear. Like it's labeled alpha, right? Yeah. They're not saying that you should go right with this right now. And if I was to do this as like a commercial thing, you might be tempted to just go with the JS thing because it's more feature complete. or just use this and then fill in the features that that it's missing.
Yeah, we use it for end-to-end tests at Hive. Like, I'm a horrible front-end developer.
Yeah.
So it's nice to get that to like see what it's gonna do when I write my like really garbage JavaScript code. To be able to step through line by line and be like, all right, well, this is why it's not working. But
Yeah.
it's also nice that you can like record what you're gonna do and turn that into a playwright script.
Yeah.
It's a super cool tool.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, Playwright is a fantastic tool.
Yeah.
Like, it's, once I started using it, I was like, Wallaby either needs to adopt this, or I'm gonna have to find a way to use this from Elixir. So I'm really happy that they came up with this library. And like I said, I don't know if you got the same feeling, Casper, when you're working with the JS library. It's like, we could hook into this thing so easily. Like, we should be able to just make a wrapper with Elixir with this. It's like there's the same, you know, the same kind of async paradigm. It wouldn't be a problem. Whereas the Python is a very bad fit for Playwright. For one thing, with Playwright Python, by default they get you going with like the sync mode, and then halfway through they're like they sort of rug pull you and be like, haha, actually async, and then you have to go rewrite all your stuff as async, because with Python it's colored functions that, you know, once you start going async, you have to do async all the way up the chain. Anyway, that's it.